Across the misty landscapes of England stands monuments to 1,000 years of history, but some of these ancient fortresses harbor more than just memories of battles and banquets. Today, we explore the 10 most haunted castles in England, where documented ghost sightings and centuries of dark history create some of the most compelling paranormal locations in Britain. Welcome back to The Common Historian. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we're examining castles where documented hauntings meet verified historical events. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have Corfe Castle in Dorset, scene of one of England's earliest recorded royal murders. In 978 AD, 18-year-old King Edward the Martyr was assassinated here on the order of his stepmother, Queen Elfrida, who wanted her own son, Ethelred, on the throne. Edward was allegedly stabbed while still mounted on his horse, and his body was hastily buried. The location of this ancient murder is said to be haunted by the young king's spirit. Visitors report seeing a lone horseman riding towards the castle ruins, only to vanish as he approaches. The castle's violent history continued through the English Civil War, when it was blown up by parliamentary forces, adding layers of tragedy to an already haunted site. At number 9, Ludlow Castle in Shropshire holds a pivotal place in English royal history as the location where Prince Arthur, heir to Henry VII, died in 1502. Arthur's death here changed the course of history as his brother Henry became heir and later married Arthur's widow, Catherine of Aragon. The castle is said to be haunted by Arthur himself, with witnesses reporting a young man in Tudor dress walking the battlements at dawn. More compelling are the documented sightings at nearby Castle Lodge, where Catherine of Aragon lived after Arthur's death. Visitors report seeing a teenage girl in Tudor costume in the attic rooms, believed to be Catherine's spirit from her time as a grieving 16-year-old widow. Number 8 takes us to Berkeley Castle in Gloucestershire, forever infamous as the site of King Edward II's brutal murder in 1327. Edward was imprisoned here by his wife, Queen Isabella, and her lover, Roger Mortimer, held in a windowless cell above a pit filled with rotting animal carcasses. When the fetid conditions failed to kill him, Edward met a horrific end. Contemporary accounts describe him being stabbed with a red hot iron poker. The king's screams were reportedly heard throughout the castle and beyond its walls. To this day, visitors to the condemned cell report hearing agonizing cries on the anniversary of his death, September 21st. The castle staff has documented sudden temperature drops and the distant presence of an overwhelming dread in Edward's former cell. At number 7, the Tower of London stands as perhaps the most historically documented haunted site in England. Over nearly 1,000 years, this fortress has witnessed countless executions, imprisonments, and murders, creating what may be considered the most paranormally active location in Britain. Anne Boleyn, executed here in 1536, has been seen carrying her own head across Tower Green. The princes in the tower, 12-year-old Edward V and his younger brother Richard, have been spotted in nightgowns in the Bloody Tower, believed to be where they were murdered in 1483. Perhaps the most unusual documented is an 1816 incident where a guard died of shock after encountering a spectral bear, believed to be from the tower's former royal menagerie. Richmond Castle in North Yorkshire, our number 6, is one of England's earliest stone fortresses and home to one of the most persistent hauntings. Built by the Normans in the 1070s, this castle guards one of England's most enduring ghost stories, the Drummer Boy of Richmond. Legend tells of a young drummer boy sent to explore the tunnels beneath the castle. His drumming grew fainter as he ventured deeper into the underground passages until it stopped abruptly and he was never seen again. For over 200 years, visitors have reported hearing faint, drumming echoes from the castle's depths, particularly during the early morning hours. The persistence of this account across centuries has made it one of Yorkshire's most documented ghost stories. Takes our number 5 position, home to one of England's most well documented castle ghosts, Sir Fulk Greville, granted the castle by James I in 1604, spent years and a fortune renovating this medieval fortress. His life ended tragically in 1628 when his manservant Ralph Haywood stabbed him during a dispute over Greville's will. Greville died an agonizing death a month later in what is now called the Ghost Tower. His spirits have been consistently reported here since the 17th century. Witnesses describe seeing his figure emerge from his portrait, and many report feeling an unseen presence trying to pass by them in the dimly lit chambers. The castle's modern ghost investigations have recorded unexplained electromagnetic anomalies, specifically in the Watergate Tower where Greville died. Barry Pomeroy Castle in Devon, our number 4, is officially recognized by the English Heritage as one of Britain's most haunted sites. This 15th century castle, abandoned after a 1685 lightning strike, is home to two famous female spirits, documented for over 300 years. The White Lady, believed to be Margaret Pomeroy, appears at the castle tower windows, waving to visitors before vanishing. The Blue Lady is more sinister, first documented by physician Sir Walter Farquhar in the 18th century. She's said to lure visitors towards dangerous areas of the ruins. English Heritage has catalogued numerous unexplained photographs showing mysterious figures in empty castle chambers, and several visitors have reported an overwhelming sense of malevolence in certain areas. Taking our number 3 spot is Chillingham Castle in Northumberland, widely regarded as England's most haunted castle. This 13th century fortress has witnessed over 800 years of warfare, torture, and death, creating what paranormal investigators consider the most supernaturally active castle in Britain. The castle's most famous ghost is the Blue Boy, whose crying was heard nightly in the Pink Room before excavations revealed a child's skeleton within the bedroom wall. The castle's torture chambers, where executioner John Sage allegedly killed thousands of prisoners, experienced frequent reports of phantom screams and unexplained temperature drops. Current owner Sir Humphrey Wakefield reports that a priest brought in and exorcised the castle declared that there were too many ghosts to deal with effectively. Our number 2 is Hampton Court Palace, Henry VIII's magnificent residence and home to some of England's most historically significant hauntings. This Tudor palace has documented ghost sightings spanning over 400 years, many connected to Henry's wives who met tragic ends. Jane Seymour, Henry's beloved third wife, who died here after childbirth, appears annually on Henry's birthday, carrying a cradle on the silver stick stairs. Catherine Howard, Henry's fifth wife, has been heard screaming in the haunted gallery, recreating her desperate attempt to reach Henry before her arrest. The Grey Lady, believed to be a Tudor servant who died of smallpox while nursing Elizabeth I, continues to walk the state apartments. These spirits are well documented that Hampton Court includes them in official palace histories. Take our number one position is Windsor Castle in Berkshire, the world's oldest occupied castle and the most haunted royal residence on earth. With over 900 years of continuous royal occupation, Windsor houses were documented royal ghosts than any other castle in the world. Elizabeth I frequently appeared in the royal library. King George the Sixth reportedly saw her 8 consecutive nights at the start of World War II. Henry VIII suffered from his painful leg ulcers, is heard limping through the corridors, occasionally seen shouting orders to long dead servants. King George III appears at the window of the room where he was confined during his mental illness. What makes Windsor unique is that current royal family members, including the late Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Margaret, have publicly acknowledged witnessing these apparitions, making it the only castle where reigning monarchs have confirmed paranormal encounters. From ancient Anglo-Saxon murders to Tudor tragedies, these 10 castles represent the most historically documented haunted sites in England. Each location combines verified historical traumas with centuries of consistent paranormal reports, creating a compelling intersection of history and the supernatural. What sets these apart isn't just folklore, but documented witness accounts, official recognition by heritage organizations, and in some cases, acknowledgement by the royal family themselves. History, it seems, refuses to stay buried.